Hello, hello, everybody. I think we're live. It is so good to see you guys here. Happy Monday. Welcome to SoulPet. All right. Yes, I think we are live and I'm trying to pop out my chat. So hang on for a quick second. I already see lots of folks jumping in. Give me a sec. There we go. Pop out the chat. Yeah, it's not letting me do some of the things that I want to do with it, but whatever. It's totally fine. I'm just going to try to move it a little bit. Tucks the chat way over in the corner now. Okay. All right, guys. Hello. It is great to see you. Welcome to Soul Pet. You have found the channel that is dedicated to all of us who are on a journey after our beautiful animal companion has crossed the Rainbow Bridge. So if you have got a soul pet who has crossed to the other side, this is the place that you want to be. We are here to hold you. You'll see that we've got a great community here. We're going to say hello to everybody in just a moment. We've got a really supportive community that will hold you wherever you happen to be on your journey, whether it is something brand new for you, something that has been years ago. And it doesn't matter, even if you're watching this video years from now, that there's no such thing as time, space, and geography when it comes to healing after the loss of an animal companion. So you are welcome here at SoulPet, where we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about grief, and we talk about healing, and we talk about rebuilding after the loss of our animal companion and broken hearts, and we talk about all of those things. And then we also go down the rabbit hole. We talk about all kinds of metaphysical topics, the way that our beautiful animal companions are still connected to us, how we can make that connection with them on the other side. And even tonight, we're going to explore it a little deeper because I saw, as many of you may have also seen over the weekend, I saw a really good movie and it really, really just lit me up about the human-animal connection and this bond that we have with other species. And I just think it's amazing. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight is how we go ahead and is how we can make that connection with all animals. We're going to talk about interspecies as we talk about this tonight. But first, I want to say hello to everybody. This is a community, so I love to say hello to all my beautiful channel members. And so hello, Sherry. Now, you guys know I don't know where Pat is. Pat, who has been missing for the past, missing in action the past couple weeks. So somebody put on their hat that's Pat's thinking, you know, with this beautiful Soul Pets Logan and Pudge and Droopy. And let's see if we can come up with some good questions because I love to go through the questions first. But first, saying hello to all of our channel members because you are all welcome here. Sherry, Sharon, Kathy H., good to see you here. Jody, hello, hello. Nico, oh man, I didn't bring my notes with me. My notes that have everybody's names, they're across the room. Nico, Christine, right? I'm pretty sure. And I said hello to Sharon. Gina, it's great to see you here. Let's see who else we've got jumping on. Shirley, hello, hello from Texas. Sarah, good to have you here also. And who else have I got? Susan. All right, great to see you guys. So we will go ahead and get started. And in fact, if you've got any, hey, Kali, how are you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you for that shout out, for like, share, and subscribe. The more, everybody is welcome on this channel. So if you know someone, and I think that especially in the United States, I mean, I could be saying this globally around the world, but our connections with the animals who share our homes is very deep. And there are people all, and let's just stick with the US and Canada, and we have pets. Everyone has pets, and we've had a pet in our life somewhere at some time who's crossed to the other side. And it's a connection. It connects us together to understand what that means, to have an animal companion share your life. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but I welcome everybody here. That's why I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, let's see what other questions we've got. Sherry starts off with the questions, and put your hats on for Pat. So let's oh, like, share, and subscribe. Maybe that's where I was going. Don't know. Everybody's welcome here. Yeah, beautiful hair. Thank you. I appreciate that. Things happen when you wash your hair. No kidding. Okay, so questions. Sherry says, every day for almost a week, I keep getting this in my head that you need to go to rescues and connect with beagles. Is that something that you've been thinking about? I have not been necessarily thinking of going to the actual rescues with the beagles. The beagles have always been, for the past several weeks, have been on my mind. I've held Reiki circles for them. I've held them in my heart. I've explained how I approach the situation from a space of compassion and from a space of knowing that there's something that we can do energetically. And I think we've seen that all come to fruition. So I have not been actually called to go specifically sit with the beagles. But I mean, it's a possibility. If that opportunity presented itself, I would not say no to that. I haven't specifically sought it out because it reminds me to take care of a couple housekeeping things. I will be going on Wednesday. I leave for Puerto Rico, and I will be in Puerto Rico for volunteering with the sea turtle migration. And so I love to, and it's part of what inspired the topic for tonight. Anything that has to do with the welfare of the animals who share our planet. It is not our planet. The animals who share this planet, the animals who willingly let us share this planet with them, despite all the things that we do to the planet. So I'll be heading there to patrol the beaches. That's what I'm going to do. It's 9 o'clock at night until 4 in the morning. So I'll let you know how that goes. It'll be 2 or 3 days in a row that I do that. And then I do build in a little sightseeing time because I've never been to Puerto Rico and I want to go explore the jungle, right? It needs to be in nature. I'm not a traditional tourist. I love to explore the beautiful natural elements of the places that I go to visit. So I will be there this week, which also means that next Monday, it's a travel day for me. So I will not be able to do this live stream next Monday. So Monday, May 18th, no live stream. I will attempt to post a repeat. I'll either post a video or I'll do a repeat of an older one so that everybody can go back and take a look at a particular topic, but we won't be live next Monday because I'll be traveling home from Puerto Rico. Let's see, what else did I want to share with you? Housekeeping before I get to the rest of those questions. The retreat is on. I have not decided the official name for the retreat. It is October 4th to the 9th this year. So 6 months from now, I will be hosting a magical, sacred retreat. Of course, there's going to be somehow animals involved in the mysticism that we have with our connection to animals, but it's going to be at Teotihuacan. And I have booked the retreat center. It's all set to go. And we are going to have some amazing experiences in beautiful Mexico from October 4th to 9th at Teotihuacan, including going to visit the ruins. There's some portals there. There's some places there. There's some sacred caverns. I'm working out the whole thing, but the date is set. We booked it today. So October 4th through the 9th, 6 months from now, we will be at Teotihuacan and I'll be doing a live stream from there. So I can't wait to do that for you guys. The other last housekeeping piece is that I am doing the Animal Mystic Masterclass. So for those of you who are drawn to exploring your connection with animals even deeper, many of you know that Reiki and doing animal Reiki with animals at end of life and being able to connect with them and understanding my connection with them has opened up a whole host of my psychic intuitive abilities. And I find this true for everyone, that we have more abilities than we are taught. And so I'm doing the psychic development class, and that's going to begin June 17th. I will put the details out for that too. So anybody who feels the little nudge to explore this side of their abilities, their intuition, their psychic abilities a little bit further, that's going to be coming up in June. All right, so that's it for the housekeeping. Let's continue on with the questions. Shirley says, howdy y'all from Caltown. Okay, it's great to see you here from Texas. Look at you guys already interacting about the class. This is a Reiki class going on right now, Animal Reiki, and some of you guys are in it, so it's great to have you guys there. Okay, let's continue on. You guys chat amongst yourselves, really the support that everyone offers here and the virtual hugs that we give to everybody. And if you happen to be new to the channel, and let's say you're looking at the comments right now and you're not sure if you should say hello or if it's just something you should be quiet about, know that this is a very, very supportive, friendly, approachable, loving, caring community of people. And we will absolutely embrace you wherever you happen to be on your journey. So if you are looking just to mention your soul pet's name, just looking for just a little bit of support, everyone here will give you virtual hugs and we'll show you the support that you're looking for. Gina, great to see you. All right, so I don't see that many questions. Jody says, I feel Phoebe constantly getting some amazing signs. Oh, yes, you are, Jody. You've been sharing them with me. Charlie, that's right, Charlie. All right. And that's it for the questions so far. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right. Um, super interested in the psychic development class. Okay, I will be posting, as always, I do stuff for the channel members. So channel members, you always get a little bit extra in there. I have not posted anything about it yet. That's the first announcement that it's official is June 17th. And then the same thing will be available for the retreat. I will make sure that all of my channel members have first access to book the retreat, because that's going to be super limited. There's only going to be a certain number of slots there because I booked a very exclusive little intimate retreat center that has just amazing. I mean, I'll post more about that. Okay, guys. What do I want to talk about tonight? I wasn't sure. It was kind of like last week. I sit with in meditation. I sit with my guides. I sit with all, which happen to be all animals, of course. I sit with my beautiful animals on the other side, and I ask about inspiration. I ask for what is on everyone's mind, what is at the forefront of people's minds when they have recently lost an animal companion. How can I help them? What is the best thing for us to talk about? And really, I just have to share with you what I experienced last night. And I would love to know whatever your questions are. If you have seen this movie, but it is a movie that inspired me. Hello, Lady Leoman. Yeah, I forget all the names. And I did not I did not bring my book with me where I have all the cheat names written down. So I'm just gonna say that I don't remember. All right, you guys are gonna have to remind me. Cassie, okay, thank you. Yeah, you guys know how it is. I remember all the animal names. Yeah, I can let Logan and Phoebe and Pudge and Droopy and all those names roll off my tongue. Okay. And oh, there's Kathy R. Great to see you. Hello, hello. The movie that I saw was what is the name? It's about the octopus. If anybody's just recently noticed, it came onto Netflix. I think Netflix is where I watched it, with Sally Field, and it's about an octopus and a woman who cleans the aquarium where the octopus resides. Remarkably brilliant creatures. If you haven't seen it and you really want a movie that helps you feel good, this is going to be the movie for you. I sat and watched the movie, and it is about loss, and it's about healing, and it is about its loss and its healing and its connection. And there is a little component to it, okay, a big component to it, of the human-animal connection. And it's about taking a leap of faith that animals and humans can connect in this way. It's about an octopus. It tells the story from the octopus's point of view about humans and human relationships. And the octopus they definitely give the octopus, anthropomorphize it. I think that's the word for it. When you give an animal human feelings, when we place our human condition onto an animal and try to describe the way that they're acting, thinking, feeling, from our point of view. But it really is interesting because I think that there is more to this than we give credit for. And there's a reason why I think that it's tied to our beautiful animal companions on the other side. I really think that what we're exploring is connection. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. Okay, so Cassie says, there's one movie about loss I rewatch a lot. I cry every time. Hachi, A Dog's Tale. Cry like a baby every time. I love movies like that. I love, okay, we'll come back, Susan, to your question in just a moment. I love movies. I just love bittersweet movies like that, but also I love movies that have a little bit of the supernatural to them, a little element to them that makes you think beyond, that makes you go, I wonder if that's possible. And I think opening ourselves up to the possibility and opening ourselves up to the uncertainty and being open to, I'm trying to use a word other than possibility, but the possibility that there is much more to our existence than what we think. And when our animal companions cross to the other side, and like Jody says, she sees signs from Phoebe all the time, when our animals cross to the other side and they remain connected to us and we recognize that connection, that's more than what we've ever been taught as children or as in our society in general. We are exploring something much different, and we're not just looking at it as, isn't it a nice to have, or that's a really nice thought. It's a very comforting thought. No, we're talking about real. Like, what if this is all very, very real? And this connection with all animals is something much bigger than we know. And if we can start to recognize it and see it and take an active part in that relationship, I think things are going to shift. I think just like the beagles, something is going to change in the way that we live. And it's a change for the better. It's a change for the better. Okay, so let me take a look at this question. Oh, well, first of all, yeah, so about the movie, The Dog's Tale, there are A Dog's Purpose. All of those movies are very, they make you be introspective about your relationship with animals, no matter how much they make you cry. And there's even books like that that I enjoy also. Tuesdays with Maury, that's one of them. Anyway, there are similar things. Susan says, how long does it take to stop deeply grieving for the loss of Sassy's physical body? She passed 7 months ago, finally had my first dream of her, and that helped a little bit. Yeah, you're right. So thank you guys for right away jumping in with the support. There is no time limit. I can't tell you that it's going to be tomorrow. I can't tell you that it gets easier after a couple of months or a couple days. For some people, it's quick. For me, for example, over time, with the passing of each of my animal companions, it has gotten easier for me because I have a different understanding about their passing now. But the longing for the physical body, I want to say it may be something that we don't ever fully get over, if that's even a way to put it. I think about Jack. Jack is the one whose physical presence I miss the most. So he's my yellow lab. He crossed in December of 2021, and he is the one whose physical presence I miss the most. Now, Winston was a snuggler, so I loved the snuggle and I loved the feeling. He went everywhere with me. He rode in the car with me. He slept in the bed with me. He was everywhere with me. He was my little shadow. But Jack's physical presence was strong, and he was a rock, and his physical presence is something that I truly miss. He brought something into our family with his physical presence that it doesn't matter how many years have gone by. 5 years, I can't even believe that, because sometimes it's time plays tricks on us that way. It feels like it was just yesterday. So don't, I pray that you won't. I shouldn't say don't. I held a class this weekend. I was like, oh, don't second guess yourself. Oh, don't cry. Let all that go. I invite you to let go of the need for time. That something like missing their physical presence might not ever go away. And do I dream of that? I love when I have dreams. I love when I have dreams of them. Sometimes that's bittersweet also, because I will dream and wake up and then miss their physical presence even more. But more often than not, I dream of them and I wake up and just thinking how much I'm loved, and how much they still love me from the other side, and how much I still love them. And it's that love that gets me through. Let me just scroll down for comments here. Okay, I think we're all caught up on comments. So this movie that I saw, Remarkably Brilliant Creatures. The first thing is that I gave myself permission. We talk about this all the time, right? So Sherry, I know, knows this, and Kali knows this, that I and we're very purpose-driven individuals, right? I mean, for everybody that I see on here joining in, I feel like we all get each other. We have purpose in our lives, and we move forward, and there's things that we want to accomplish, and there's things that we want to do, and there are steps forward that we take. And for me, I feel so driven by my purpose sometimes that I never allow myself to slow down. And I push, and I do, and I do, and then I do some more. And when there's a quiet moment, I sit down with my laptop in front of me as I'm, as I watch TV, or if I do, there's always something going on. So last night, this movie looked really, really interesting. I saw the previews for it, and it just looked like it would be the kind of movie I would enjoy. about a very intelligent octopus and his impact on the lives of the humans who interact with him. I won't give any of the story away. I will try not to do any, what do you call that? No, I'm not going to reveal any secrets. Um, okay, I will look at the comments after I see all the comments flying by. Anywho, so I wanted to really sit down and I gave myself permission just to watch it. And I sat down with a cup of tea and I turned on the movie and me and Gypsy sat there together, all snuggled in on the couch and watched this really good movie. And I let myself cry and I let myself laugh and I let myself think of all the possibilities. And then after the movie was over and had, cried all kinds of tears through the movie, and it was time to go to bed. And I laid in bed and drifted off to sleep, thinking about how really cool it would be to have a personal relationship with an intelligent animal like an octopus. And I know some things about octopi. I know that they are remarkably intelligent. I think that they are more intelligent than when it comes, I think for everything. They're higher up the chain spiritually, mentally, physically than human beings. I think that they're really, really incredible animals. If anyone has, I have not seen the whole movie, but My Octopus Teacher, I think, is the other movie that has a lot to share about the life of an octopus. So anyway, I went to sleep. Where is Nanya? Oh, I'll come back to that. As I fell asleep last night, I thought how really cool it would be to have a relationship with another species who is not just intelligent, but who could be a teacher, who could truly teach me, who would connect with me, who would help me understand things, who would share things with me. I think it would be so cool. And in part of the movie, again, without spoiler alert, without spoiling, there's a scene in the movie where the octopus just gently wraps his tentacles around the woman's arms, and I want that feeling. It's why I do what I do. It's why I do everything that I do with animals, because that feeling for me is everything, right? You guys know I want to be Snow White. Chime in that you guys want that also. That you want, I want the bird to land on my shoulder. I want the deer to eat from my hand, which they have. I want all of that. And I'll share with you one of my deer stories in just a minute, because it's the kind of thing that I'm really, really, why I want to look out to wildlife and seek the connection that we are looking for from our animals on the other side. I am kind of drawing it into that. I will be drawing in all of this to being able to connect with our animals on the other side. And what if one of the ways that they can connect with us is through wildlife right here in this present moment? But we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so remarkably brilliant, isn't it? Remarkably brilliant creatures. I think that is the name of it. Susan says, what surprises me most is I'm crying more and longer than I did when my parents and siblings passed. Susan, I think that's, it's natural. I think many of us have been down that same path with you, that the loss of an animal companion, we take it so much deeper. It hits us so much harder than the loss of physical family members. And I'm also speaking from my personal experience with this. And it's not, there's no right, there's no wrong. Whatever you feel, you feel. And that's what we go with. But one of the reasons why I started this channel was because not many people, unless you've been through it, understand that loss. So unless they've experienced it, they don't get it. And that's not a judgment against them. I truly believe that when they have a soul pet in their life, they'll get it. But for the time being, we need to surround ourselves with people who do understand us, with people who can empathize with the way that we feel. And this connection that we have with our soul pets, part of the reason being, we've talked about it many times, because our soul pets don't judge. Our soul pets love us unconditionally. Our beautiful animal companions love us regardless. I know that Gypsy's out there waiting right now on the sofa, and she's so patient and she's so wonderful and so loving. But I know that really in her mind, all she wants to do is hang out with me. She just wants to go for a walk. She wants to have good snacks. She wants to go play. And she's patient while I can't do those things. But when I go after the live stream's over and I go back out to the living room and I sit with her, it doesn't even cross her mind to say, Mommy, where you been? She just jumps right into my lap. Yeah, and that's the way our animals are, and that's why we feel the way that we do. Let's go back through the comments. Where is Nunya? Yes, Cheryl. Where is Ms. Nunya New York business? All right, we'll have to reach out to her after. I have reached out to Pat, by the way, who is one of our channel members, for those who are unfamiliar, who always has questions to ask in the beginning. So I have a smidge of concern. I have a smidge of concern that that something health wise is going on with him, and I hope that everything is fine. So Pat, if you're watching these on the replay, we are all asking after you, and we love you, and hope that everything is okay. But if you have decided to take a little break from us, we get that too. We understand. Okay, so let's go back to comments. Where's Nunya? Don't know. Spoilers. Yes, thank you, Kali. Sometimes my words don't always come to me. I think I saw that, and it is beautiful. Maybe Nunya's running late. Very possible. Yep, we're also, so when we don't see channel members here, this is what we do also. We reach out and say hello and tell you that we miss you, and we love this community. We have a great group of people here, and it really is cool because we get together from time to time. We mostly on Zoom, but every once in a while, like with Sharon, we meet in person, and yeah. Sarah says, I want to talk to sea turtles. So I know, Sarah, that you are very drawn to sea turtles. And that's part of what we're going to talk about tonight, is that I don't just think, I know, and I have no proof, like I have no physical evidence to prove what I'm going to share with you tonight about our ability to connect with wildlife. I just know it. I know it, and I can only share with you what my experience is and what my knowing is, and that all of your beautiful animal companions have led me to this place where I can confidently say, if there is an animal that you feel drawn to connect with, it is not only possible, it's not only, wow, wouldn't that be nice? It can be done. And when you learn to trust the things that the way that you connect with them, and when you learn to trust the information that you receive, and trust yourself to be able to make that connection, trust them to be able to deliver on the promise that you can connect, things change. So Rupert Sheldrake is one of my favorite authors. That's his book back here, Dogs Who Know When Their Animals Are Dogs Who Know When Their Animals. Dogs Who Know When Their Humans Are Coming Home. Is that it? Right? Dogs who know when their owners are coming home, even though I don't like the word owner, because I don't think any of us can own another living thing. But it's all about our psychic connection and our telepathic abilities to connect with animals across time and space, and that they are the ones who will show us how to do it. Dogs who know when their owners are coming home. Cats who know when there's something going on in the family. Cats who know when somebody's sick. I've heard stories, and they're called anecdotal, but everything starts as an anecdotal story. I have a woman, a student of mine, whose dog told her she was pregnant, and she did not have any expectation of being pregnant, and there she was pregnant. So I've heard all of these amazing stories about the things that animals can do because they don't question it. They trust it, they know it, they don't believe it. It's just a part of who they are, so they just do it. And it's us who questions everything because we're taught to be skeptical. We're taught to say, no, 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 no. Like I told you guys, have heard this story 100 times about my hand being bit by the horse, and me knowing in my head, like the horse was sorry. She told me she was sorry. She did not. I had a little tiny hand. She did not know that she was biting my hand, and there was no like I just knew it. Only I was told by an adult that, honey, horses don't talk. Horses don't speak to you. You're making that up. It's all in your imagination. If I only understood then, which is why I hope that I can help my granddaughter never lose her imagination. Imagination is key. Imagination is not just imagination. It is not just daydreaming. It's not just making things up. It is co-creating. And when we do it with animals who are important to us, we're going to get back to the sea turtle, Sarah. It can be with any animal that you feel drawn to. You're able to make this connection. We just have to learn to trust ourselves when we do it. And so I teach the psychic development class. I teach the psychic development class, not because I want you to be psychic and be able to move a pen across the room. I can't do it. I can't do that. But can I make a heart-to-heart, mind-to-mind, soul-to-soul connection with a wolf or a deer or a coyote or a sea turtle? Or 100%. 100%. And I trust it now like I trust nothing else. I trust the animals who have shown me the way. Um, okay. Yeah. So the short answer is, Sarah, do it. All right, let's see what other comments we got here. I feel like ants and bees will have an ADHD mind. I heard someone once say that losing an animal can be much harder because they never had the ability to use words that could hurt you. People, even those we love, still say things that can hurt. Um, all right, so I'm missing a couple comments. So I'm going to take these all into account as we talk about this kind of stuff. Yes, words can be part of the thing that gets in the way, and our animal companions would not ever use words against us, and they don't have the words to use against us. But when we connect heart to heart with them, so they're honest and they're true and they love us no matter what. That's it. They love us no matter what. And bees, owls, crows, and spiders, all of them, every single animal. I've shared recently this story about a praying mantis. I had the opportunity to connect with a praying mantis so beautifully. A praying mantis was stuck in a spider web, and I took a stick. I saw it on the side of a little cottage where I was farm sitting, and I took the stick and I kind of scraped the spider web away. It was clearly like wrapped in a spider web. And sorry, spider, I know that I probably spoiled your meal, but it was the praying mantis that was calling to me, and she stepped onto the stick. And just to be able to look at her face to face and eye to eye, I can still see her. And she was such an odd color. And I think that I think she had been trapped there for a while. And I think her color was very pale. It was not green. It was almost like if you go back to the movie E.T. and E.T., when E.T. is sick, it was that gray pallor. And I let her be on the stick, and I just looked at her, and she was beautiful, and to watch her head cock, and then she started to clean herself like any other animal might clean themselves. It was fascinating. And then I set her down over on a pile of logs um, far away from the spider, and I went about the rest of my chores, and then I turned around to see if I could still see her again, and she was gone. And it made me think that I felt so blessed to be able to make the connection with her. I was happy that I was able to free her. Sorry to Mr. Spider. But I also questioned whether or not she was an alien. I did. It crossed my mind. Because that fast she was gone. So I wondered where she might be. Ants and bees will have an ADHD mind. I'm not 100% sure about that. What I suspect is that they may have a collective mind. So I have connected with a bee before. So I had one little honeybee who was crawling all over my hand. Beautiful photographs of that from a friend of mine, Karen, who helped me shed my fear of bees by introducing me to honeybees. But I think they might have a collective mind. So we might not get all that ADHD. Instead, we might get one beautiful, deeply connected series of thoughts. Not sure, but I do talk to wasps, and I do talk to I talk to bees. So ants, I have not really ever tried. My brother was a racer and died in an accident in 2008. Kai helped me start to heal. So when he died, I was devastated. My family loves to chastise me with, "You didn't cry this much for your brother." Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's even part of that speaks even to the words that people use. And the guilt that is put on us for the way that we feel. So our beautiful animal companions would not ever. All right, let's keep on going here. All right, yep, you guys can talk amongst yourself about that. And your son's okay, you guys. All right. See, words. Don't forget. We use these words too, right? When we judge other people. I try not to judge. I really do try not to judge, but it's just a part of being human. I think that it might be part of what we're supposed to do. Like, in order for us to, if we want to talk about the metaphysical, spiritual, universal component of all this, like, why are we the way that we are? Why are humans like this? Could it be because we're learning how to get over ourselves? And in order for us to learn how to evolve into that next best version of ourselves, we have to know what the version of ourselves is that we don't want to be first. I think back to myself as a younger person, and I think to myself, if I could, I would go back and change X, Y, or Z. But then I think, but perhaps I shouldn't go back and change whatever it was, because it made me who I am today. And I wouldn't be able to get to this place where I am today unless I've gone through what I have in the past. Okay, so let's take one more look at the comments, and we're going to get back to what I want to talk about. But it's all tied in. Animals can talk. It's us that lack the ability to understand them most of the time. It is us who lack the ability to understand, and I love to teach that it's maybe it's not the lack of ability, but the lack of trust, or we haven't been shown how. We haven't been shown how, so maybe tonight I'll be able to help you guys get a little bit of that, and if you want to connect with sea turtles, you'll be able to. All right, we're going to let the comments go for a little bit. And I'll try to come back to them. Maybe I should make them smaller so that they're not right in front of my face. And talk about somebody with ADHD. Of course, when I was a young girl, there was no such diagnosis as that, but I suspect that we've all got a little bit of that running through us. I need to take a drink. Hang tight. Wait, is Robbie here? Hey, Robbie. You look 18. We love when you join us. And even on the nights that you're not here, somebody always says you look 18. So thanks for all the really fun, thanks for that little fun thing that you added to our community. Who else are we missing? Alana. I don't see Alana here also. She might jump on later. Okay, phew, now I'm hot after all that. Okay, so I gave myself permission to sit and enjoy this movie. And what is that connection? So this connection, the movie suggested that the octopus had conscious ability, conscious awareness, and conscious thought, and then the ability to act on those conscious thoughts. And again, without the spoiler, without sharing all the details of the movie, in the movie, the octopus does some pretty amazing things. So the octopus does some things that you might not expect that an octopus would be able to do. And it also is very highly intelligent. And I believe that. I believe that all animals are more intelligent than we give them credit for. All animals are more intelligent than we give them credit for. And part of that goes back to the way that our social structure is set up. We are taught that we are at the top, and that of all the creatures, of all God's creatures, we're the highest expression of those creatures, and every other animal is below us. And there are some animals who are smarter than others. I'm just framing this for you, like dolphins and whales. We recognize they've got some intelligence, and perhaps there are some, I don't know, orangutans, or there's another species of monkey, I think, that's highly intelligent. So we recognize that there might be some intelligence. And then we look at things like bees and ants, and we see a community and the way they work together. And it's fascinating to watch them do that. But we don't ever associate actual intelligence with those actions and the things that they do. And I think that's where we go wrong. I personally believe that we are not the bee's knees. I personally think that we are not the superior species that we think that we are when we look at the way that we treat animals. And I know that I don't know who to attribute these quotes to, but the quote that says, if you look at the way that a society treats its animals, that will tell you all that you need to know about that society. We'd be judged very harshly if that was the case. When I think about factory farming, when I think about research facilities like with the beagles, we have messed it up. We have messed it up. And I think that animals are the ones who might be behind orchestrating a lot of this, that their superior intelligence is one of the ways that we are evolving as human beings. And when we recognize that they are sentient beings, it means that they have a soul, that they are aware, that they have emotions and preferences. And as sentient beings, we have taken from them their ability to act on those preferences. So a dog born into captivity in a cage, who never sees the light of day, who is born for the sole purpose of being experimented on. We have removed that dog's ability to act on its aliveness. And without getting, like, I'm trying not to judge, but separating a baby cow from his mother, or killing any animal. I'm trying to use words also that don't trigger YouTube. Taking the life of any animal that clearly wants to still live. Those are the things that I think separate us. And I think animals are stepping forward to show us. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this octopus, that animals are sentient beings, that they're smart, they're intelligent, and if we could just let nature be the way that it's meant to be, something would really, really change. And I think it might impact the way that we feel loss of our animal companions. I think it would impact when we recognize that there's a connection both in the physical and afterlife, and that we have that ability to stay connected. I think it might shift the way that we grieve, because we grieve the loss of something deeper. I think it's more than just the loss of their physical companionship. I think it's even more than just the perceived loss of their love. I think we are grieving something much deeper. And I don't think the movie meant to be this I don't think it was meant to be this profound exploration, but that's where it takes me. That's where it takes me, because I would love to be able to hug each and every one of you and let you know that it's okay, that your soul pet is right there, and that they have something they want to tell you so much, that there's so much more to your life that they want to be able to share with you. I don't know where I was going with that, but okay. I'm going to take a couple look at the comments because I see a lot of them going through. Yay for being 18. Not a fully developed frontal cortex. Yeah, there you go, right? Oh, the years when we were younger, right? The Simpsons recently made an episode about the daughter rescuing and saving an octopus. Really? That she takes home, shenanigans happen, and then she releases her. It's a sweet side story. Oh, that's cute. No, see, I watch such little television. I'm very particular about what I watch. The Simpsons would not be one of them, but there's always a lesson to be learned in The Simpsons. Truly, there's usually a lesson to be learned in any episode of The Simpsons. But rescued an octopus. All right, so I'm going to have to check it out. Whoever said animals are below us never meant... Oh, gosh. Okay. Yep, there we go with our words again. God made us after the rest of the animal kingdom because he wanted something in his image, and we were the only ones who were kicked out of Eden for disobeying him. Yeah, we can have all kinds of stories about that. I think it's also part of our journey. Life will find a way. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay. Let's continue with this then. All right. Are animals meeting us in consciousness? Oh, that was, I posited this in questions. So I'd love to pose these questions to you guys. And I've been talking for a while now, so just keep track of the time. I would like to pose these questions to you guys and get your thoughts. So it came to me as a series of questions. Are animals meeting us in consciousness? What that means for me, consciousness is an awareness of who we are. And when you think about your own consciousness, we go through our day on default. We talk about this often on this channel also, that, we wake up, we immediately check our cell phones, we check our text messages, we check our emails, we turn on the news, we do everything that we do on autopilot, and then we go through our day, we get in our cars, we go to work, we come back. I'm saying this in general. We come back, we eat our food, we take the dog for a walk, and then we go to sleep, and we rinse and we regurgitate in our minds, we fall asleep, all the stuff that happened during the day. Then we get up the next morning, rinse and repeat. Consciousness, however, is us being aware of who we are in this particular space and time. And being able to be consciously aware takes a lot of effort. I have tried to go for a whole day being consciously aware of everything I do and everything I say and everything that's going on around me. So try not to ever go into default mode. I cannot do it. I've tried many times. I don't even know if I can make it a morning. I don't even know if I can make it an hour without my mind just kind of taking over. And then we have these weird conversations in our head. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? We have these weird conversations in our head with people all the time. We have conversations with people that aren't present with us. We have conversations in our head about what we might say if we were to run across this person. We have conversations in our head with the person who runs the stop sign. It happens all the time, these bizarre conversations in our mind, and we're constantly talking to ourselves all day long. It's like a soundtrack that never stops in our mind. And when we can catch ourselves, okay, I'm going to be focused right now. I'm going to be focused on what is going on around me. I am consciously aware. And when I'm consciously aware, this is how I remind myself, when I'm consciously aware, then I will see that there's a robin in the tree who's looking at me just the same way that I am looking at him. When I'm consciously aware, I will hear the sound of the breeze and I'll know where the sun is at any moment in time. I'll be very, very aware of my presence and my physical being. And I think that animals are very aware. I think that animals are always consciously aware, and we're the ones who are out of sync with that. And are they trying to get us to be conscious so that we can connect with them in that consciousness? When we can be aware and we can focus our thinking, is that the space where we can then make the connection with our animals? And it doesn't matter if it's the animals in our home who live with us right now, whether it is wildlife who shares the immediate vicinity with us, or whether it is our animals on the other side. Consciousness is consciousness. And when they leave their physical body, their consciousness doesn't disappear. It's just there as opposed to being in a physical body. So that's my first question. Are they trying to get through to us through consciousness? The next question that I had was, are they guiding us to do something? Like, are we being at the reason why, Sarah, do you want to make a connection with sea turtles? Is there a reason that you want to make a connection with sea turtles? Did it just pop into your head one day that you would love to be able to talk to sea turtles? Or was the sea turtle reaching out to you through consciousness to get you to do something, to get you to shift the way that you think? I mean, something gave you the desire to connect with a sea turtle. I'm using you as the example. I hope that's okay. And so that's a question I'm posing. I don't have all the answers to these, but I had the answers that I think that I think the answer is yes, that they are guiding us. There is a reason they even come to us in our dreams, because they are asking something of us, guiding us to do something. The next question I have is, are you willing to sit with that? Like, are you willing to just sit with the discomfort that other consciousness may be trying to get in touch with you? Because it can be a little disconcerting if you think about that. And are you willing to sit with the uncertainty and sit with the magic? Are you willing to sit with the possibility that there is magic happening around you all the time? And if you can, are you then willing to participate in that magic? Are you willing to give it a try? Are you willing to take the step that you think other people might say that you're crazy for? I know that I do, but not everyone is. So I'm just posing that question. And this one I really, really like. Have you ever felt connected to another species, not a domestic? So not your cat, not cats, not dogs, not even horses. Horses maybe. But have you ever felt connected to another species in a way that is intelligent, in a way that is conscious? Like you felt for whatever reason that you're drawn to wolves, or you're drawn to sea turtles, or you're drawn to whatever you are drawn to. Have you ever felt that connection? And have you ever felt like you have spoken with them, that you've received information from them, or that you shared information with them? And what about, this is the last question, then I'll look at the comments and we'll see how much time we have to explore it. Just as we'll explore as much as we possibly can, because I want you to really take this and think about how you can make connections with all kinds of animals, not just your own soul pets, but all animals. And that is, What about connecting with an animal that you've never met? So think about that, connecting with an animal that you don't even know who or what that animal consciousness might be that's reaching out to you and kind of making you feel that there's a connection or there's something. I mean, you're just feeling that nudge. You're like, I know there's got to be something more. I know that there's got to be something more for me. I feel that everything has been leading me up to this point, but you don't know what that animal is. Can you live with that kind of magic? That there may be an animal who has yet to introduce him or herself to you, that is kind of giving you that spiritual nudge, that psychic nudge, that telepathic nudge, that there's something going on. Okay, let's take a look at some of the comments, and then I can share a little bit more. When I say goodnight to the girls, enter the nuns. Oh, wait, who said something about the nuns? I grew up with the show I watched. Okay. I must have missed a comment about the nuns, but we're always talking about the nuns. When I say goodnight to the girls, hold their pictures to my heart, touch a paw print, it feels like, and I know like they are right there, heart connecting. It's a wonderful feeling. Sherry, that is so beautiful. And it's one of the ways that I teach, being able to connect with your animal companions on the other side. So I don't have any of my doggy's collars handy. I do have paw prints over here. Oh, there's Winston's paw print there. But if you have something physical of your animal companion that you can touch, that brings them to mind, it creates, it helps us to create the connection if we have something physical that we can touch. When we do the Zoom call, so all my channel members who recently had the Zoom call with me, we practice being able to look at photos, but we also practice being able to hold something. So whether it's a clay paw print, a little bit of fur, I have all my little doggies, I have a little bit of all their remains in a little necklace that I wear around my neck. When that physical connection helps us, it helps us not just because it makes us feel better, but it really does create like a little pathway that they can get through to us and give us information. Kiss each picture. Yep, I say goodnight to my you know what, I don't even kiss their pictures, guys. I say goodnight to them as if they're on the bed with me. I tell them goodnight. I lay on the bed and I'm like, hey Jack, over here. Pat the bed where he would always lay. Lucy always had her spot. Winston always had his spot. And they, yeah. And then it's funny because I'll laugh when Gypsy comes into the room and jumps on the bed right where Jack would be. And I think, oh, sorry, Jack. So I talk to them as if they're right there on my bed. Only ever had boy dogs, so the good night is to all of them, past and present. There you go. Yeah, to all of them. Right. There you go. That's right, Kali. That's exactly, I mean, it's good night to everybody. And jump up on the bed. You guys, let's go to sleep. It's bedtime. Have a set of plush keychains. Sleep with them next to my pillow. So the last thing you see at night, that's also anything that helps you with that. You have my permission to talk about whenever you feel. Thank you, Sarah. After I was just babbling on about you and the sea turtles. For me, when I was little, it was dolphins. Yep. Also, I always felt connected to dolphins. I loved dolphins, and you still do. You feel a stronger pull towards lions as I got older. So fascinating that I also feel a pull towards lions. And I think there's been different animals throughout time who have called to me specifically. And I have this beautiful painting of a lion in my bedroom. And I used to have it in my office, but I rearranged things all the time. The lion, I think one of the reasons why the lion started to come to me, we talk about spirit animals. We haven't talked about that in a while here. Spirit animals, guides, are the spirit of an animal and what they are to guide and show us. And the lion is often thought of as courage, like that, you know, if I was the king of the forest, the lion is about being courageous and brave. I think it's a little bit different than that, at least for me it is. When I think about when the lion stepped into my life and why I keep that lion in my bedroom now, right near my bed, is because the lion teaches me to make decisions from a place of courage, so that I no longer make decisions from a place of fear. And I still do. I recently made a decision based on fear, and I was kicking myself after, but I just remind myself, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect, and we can slip up every once in a while. So thank you, Lion, for reminding me that I should be making decisions from a place of strength and from a place of confidence and not from a place of fear. And I won't do that again. I probably will, but but for now, I won't do that again. I will stay with my courage. So maybe that's why the lion has come into your experience. The dolphins, always. I was drawn to dolphins as a child. I think that part of the reason we were drawn to dolphins, if anybody has, so I wanted to be a marine biologist because I was drawn to dolphins. I wanted to be a zoologist. I wanted to, but marine biology, that was the thing that I really, really wanted until I let myself be talked out of it. So when I go to be with the sea turtles, there's going to be a team of marine biologists there, and I can't wait to say hello to them because they'll be doing what I did not have the courage to do at the time, but so I will do what I can right now. So dolphins, I suspect, may have been connecting with us. Number one, because I think they're conscious and intelligent, just like the octopus. But the plight of dolphins was not always, there were swim with dolphin things. There were dolphins who had to perform at places like marine parks. I won't say the names. And now it's done. They still do those things, but they don't breed them anymore. They're not bred for that. And there's no more capturing of those animals in order to be put into some kind of marine circus. And I think part of it was that they needed us to love them so much that change came about. Uh, Circuses are a clear example. I worked for an organization where it was a sports and an entertainment organization, and the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus came, and I was behind the scenes during that circus, and I was horrified at what went on behind the scenes, but I didn't feel like I could do anything. It was long before I practiced any of this, and instead I just like cried over the fate of the animals in this circus. But something changed. Something has changed dramatically, and that circuses, and even now it's down to roadside circuses. Everything that exploits animals in that way is being done away with. So, all right, giraffes. Oh, good, you're drawn to giraffes. Very cool. I think giraffes are also there's a similar thing going on with giraffes. Maybe it is zoos because I know that when I go to the zoo, I go to the zoo with a particular purpose, and that is to let the animals there know that somebody sees them as individuals. When I go to a zoo, it is to share with them that they are seen and heard, and that there at least one person in the world sees them as unique individuals. And I don't express pity, and I don't say how horrible that is. And I was watching a giraffe who was licking a pole. So there's this long pole, and the giraffe was a repetitive stress behavior. And instead of being, that is so horrible and that's so awful, and how can they let that giraffe do that? And who keeps these giraffes in captivity, and why would they? Nope, can't. That serves no purpose. I open my heart with compassion for those who think that it is the right thing to do to keep a species in captivity. But in reality, in my heart, what I said to that giraffe was, I see you. I see you, I understand you, and know that somebody in the world loves you. One person in this world loves you. And I don't remember that I received a communication back, but that's a way to get communication back. That is a way to, when you can see a squirrel and say, I see you. I see you. Go about your business. Everything is cool. I love you. And watch as there's something about the consciousness thing. I haven't got it all yet, but there's something about consciousness and our ability to connect through a state of awareness and consciousness, whether it's with animals here or on the other side, that we're able to do that. Okay, let me just check the comments. Yes, lions demand decisive action from a place of the highest good. And yep, the highest good means that it's not always our good or even our ideas about what's good. An animal's highest good is what is best for them, and only they can decide what that is. An aside, every time I hear about marine biologists, I think of Seinfeld and George. The sea was angry that day. Oh, I guess I don't, I guess I'm not, I don't know. I wasn't that big of a fan of Seinfeld, so I might not know what it is. I know some of the things, but yeah, marine biologist is just what I wanted to be when I was younger. Um, okay, all right, good. You guys are chatting amongst yourselves. By the way, the Simpsons episode is called My Octopus and a Teacher. Oh, good. Okay, so I bet you they take inspiration from the movie My Octopus Teacher. They are majestic. Um, Though I got the number wrong, there are 4 different species. Okay, you guys are all on board with each other. A few years ago, there was a pigeon in my brother's memorial garden. It had a peanut stuck in its throat. Mama and Papa Leomon caught it, removed it, and after a few moments, it recovered and flew away. That pigeon will never forget you. That pigeon knows. That bird knows exactly. Something similar happened here also. They put, which makes me insane, but the landscaping people use this netting. If anybody's familiar with what I'm talking about, it's this plastic netting that they use when they sprinkle the grass seed because they want the grass to grow, and so they put this like plastic netting down. It's awful. And there was a bird with that net stuck around its foot, and he's trying to fly, and he landed in the road. So he's got this big strip of the plastic netting flying behind him, so he can't fly. He's trying to drag it, and myself and a couple other people went out there and stood in the road, and we had to put a towel on top of the bird. But what else were we going to do? We did place the towel on top of the bird, carefully remove the thing, and off it flew. And I know that bird will remember. Even though people may not in general think that. They may think, okay, that was a humanitarian thing to do, and the bird flew away and wasn't that nice. But it's more than that. When we interact with other species in that way, there is something impacted in the universal consciousness, in this part of the universal quantum field in which we all exist. I will get there. I mean, I don't have all the words, but that interspecies consciousness that connects us all, and it's based in our heart and it's based in love. That's how we start to understand them, how they begin to understand us, and how the connection happens, no matter where it is in space and time, here or after physical passing. All right, let's see. I didn't do physically anything to help, but I kept Kai his siblings away. Right? Yeah. And that it's all part of the process. Gave CPR to a woodpecker. I love that. Let's see if there's anything else going. Yes, I helped many birds and animals in my travels. I can't. I picked the worm up and I put it in the grass, after the rain. And then somebody told me, well, that's why they got out of the grass, because it was too wet and they were drowning. I'm like, oh, thank you. But you do what you can. Even after animals had passed, I had moved. There was a turkey in the middle of a turkey that had been hit. I couldn't help it. I had to stop my car and gently move this. It was deceased, but move this bird to the side of the road. I just couldn't stand the thought of it being continually run over again and again. But okay. So where was I going with all this? Because we're going to wrap it up. Where are we? Yeah, we're just at the top of the hour now. Where I'm going with this and why it just struck me was that the way we connect with our animals on the other side is the same way that this octopus was able to make a connection with the people in the movie. And you'll just have to go watch the movie to see what I mean. But that connection came through shared consciousness. And it's the consciousness that flows to, through, and around us, whether you want to call it consciousness, awareness, the quantum field, souls, hearts, love, whatever that connection is, it's there. And we're able to make a conscious connection when we start to see all things. And I'm not even going to say living things, because it can be even after the physical body is gone. When we can learn how to let our consciousness connect with their consciousness, when we see them as sentient beings, when we understand that their soul continues even after life, then we can make the connection that we're looking for. We can share information, we can talk to them, we can receive information, we can continue to live a glorious life connected with all of the animals that come into our experience. Yeah, okay. All right, my friends, thank you so much for sharing this with me. Thank you for letting me kind of get a little esoteric and philosophical, and talking about these fun things and talking about animals as sentient beings, which I mean, that's just a given for me now. You also saved whatever animal needed food next. Yeah, there you go. Right? Oh, right. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's true. And interestingly, when I moved that turkey, what I didn't see after I moved him to the side of the road was that there was a small deceased deer right there in the grass also. So I put them together. Um, it, it made me feel something in my heart that I know is real. And it wasn't just like it's not just a made up feeling. Okay. All right, my friends, have a great night. Have a great week. Don't forget that next Monday, no live stream because I'm going to be traveling back from Puerto Rico, and I'll keep you guys posted about how things are going for both the psychic development class as well as the retreat. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I will see you all 2 weeks. Take care, my friends. May animals light your way.